Welcome to Three Guys Named Retro and the Game Hunters. So today's topic, what we're talking about, is if we had to get rid of our entire collection, but we can only keep 3 games. What would those 3 games be? For me, one of the games, if anybody watches my channel, knows is going to be in this list. And I'll just go ahead and start with that one. And that's Luigi's Mansion. All-time favorite game. I've beaten this game more than any other game, period, in my entire collection. I love this. Everything about it is just epitomizes everything that I like in a video game. The music, the graphics, the story, everything. So this would definitely be in there with my top 3. The second one is gonna get a lot of hate, but in my opinion, I put more time into this certain game than any other game, period. It is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This game, in my opinion, was probably the last good Call of Duty that was ever made. In my opinion, I know a lot of you guys will disagree, say Black Ops and other things. This is my opinion. This is a phenomenal game. I'm super excited about the new remastered Modern Warfare coming out with Infinite Warfare next month. I can't wait for that. I'm going to be in the beta on October 21st for Xbox One. Super excited about that. Now for the third one. The third one was down to 3 games, and I'll explain to you why. And I'll tell you what I chose at the end. Now, I am a huge GameCube fan. That's probably my favorite system out of all systems. The first choice was the Zelda Metroid combo, because I was like, oh, well, you get 2 games with one. You get Wind Waker, and you get Metroid Prime. So I was like, that would be awesome. I mean, Metroid Prime's a great game. I wouldn't say it's my top favorite. Wind Waker is definitely a great game. But I was thinking, okay, 2 games in one. But I was like, even though this would be a good choice, that's not the right one. Then I came over here to this one, and I was like, oh, you get Wind Waker and Master Quest Ocarina of Time. It's like, those are 2 great, amazing Zelda games in one game. But I just couldn't pick that one. I was just like, hey, listen. Choice that's even better. And that's actually the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. This one comes with the Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. All 4 of those great Zelda games are on this bad boy. So this comes in at my number 3 choice for games that I would not get rid of if I had to choose 3. Thanks for watching. Let's move on to the next one.
Hey everyone, COE33 here with Oscar and my sister Leaf.
Hey guys!
And the topic for this 3 Guys Named Retro and the Game Hunters is, if you had to get rid of all your video games except for 3, what would they be? Ooh. Now that's a tough one. Now, yeah. Obviously we don't want to get rid of all our video games, do we?
No, we don't.
But if we did, hypothetically, what would they be? So I thought about this quite a bit. And I was thinking more of not necessarily like nostalgia or collectability, but if I only had 3 video games, I would want them to be ones that I want to play and that I want to enjoy and that have a lot of replayability. So, you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I only had 3 games, and my top 3 games were Animal Crossing Wild World for the DS.
Nice pick. You play that a lot, don't you?
I love it.
Cool.
And then number 2, Animal Crossing City Folk.
Oh, another Animal Crossing. I see a theme here.
I love my Animal Crossing.
Yep. And the big shocker here with number 3.
Amiibo Festival. Animal Crossing.
Yeah, so all 3 Animal Crossing games.
I love my Animal Crossing.
Those are the only games you can have, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but Animal Crossing is just striking a fancy with me.
Well, we're
lately.
just going to have to track down some more Animal Crossing games for you, huh?
Yeah.
Good picks.
Yeah.
All right, and if I had to get rid of 3, as I said, it was more of replayability that I'm looking for. So the first pick is for the Wii U, and that's Super Mario Maker. And I just kind of thought this would be a good game to have because you can play online levels, so you never run out of levels to play. You can build your own levels. So you get your classic Mario action, but you also have all the new levels that people build, and you can just play this forever and have fun with it. So I thought that would be a good pick. And then the second choice here is a game that I keep going back to, and it's a lot of fun, and it's one of the few RPGs that I continue to go back to even years after it's been released, and that is Elder Scrolls Skyrim. And this is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and I really enjoy playing it. And this is another game that you could just play forever, pretty much, and never get tired of. And then the last pick is a strategy game that another one that I play quite a bit even now, even though this is a very old game at this point, and that is Age of Empires 2. Ooh. And I absolutely love this game. It's incredibly addictive, and I can sit down and play this for hours and hours even now. It still holds up great, and it's a lot of fun.
It seems like it's a fantasy game too.
Yeah, well, you got to defend your little settlements that you make, and you got to mine for resources, and it's just a really great classic strategy game. So those are the 3 games that if we had to get rid of everything that we would keep.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, this is watermusic Retro, and this time around our topic is if you could only keep 3 games from your collection, what would they be? This one took a lot of thinking for me. It's basically impossible to choose only 3 games from my collection that I could keep. So I decided to use a different criteria for each game. The first game, the criteria I used is what game would people most likely want to come over and play with me multiplayer, local multiplayer. And the game that always comes up every time someone comes into my game room, it never fails. They see the breadth of games in my room, and the one game they always pick out that they want to play is Contra for the NES. This game is, even though it's only 2-player, this game is phenomenal, and it's a great game to play with friends around the TV. Even the people who aren't playing are always interested in watching people play this, and like I said, it's the #1 game people come over and want to play multiplayer on the old school tube TV. So for that reason, I'm picking Contra as my #3 pick. The criteria for my #2 pick is based on my best pickup ever. Since I started getting back into retro collecting, I've had some really good scores and some not so good scores, but the best by far that I can remember, at least in recent memory, was back, I think it's my second pickup video I ever did. And I got a boxed Great Purple N64 with some games, and included in the lot was a boxed copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day. And even though it's not my favorite game in the world, I do really like it. It's still, the memory of this pickup will always be with me. I paid $100 for the whole kit and caboodle, so I basically paid nothing for this game. And so, for being probably my best pickup ever, the best deal I ever got anyways on a game, this is my #2 pick. And my #1 pick, of course, is going to be my most nostalgic game, the game in my collection that I go back and play time and time again, and probably one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite, and that is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo. What can I say about this game that I haven't already said? It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. I have so many nostalgic memories, some warm fuzzy memories, and I always get those warm fuzzies when I play it. And beyond that, it's actually one of my favorite games to still play today. It's aged incredibly well. So for that reason, this is my #1 pick. So those are the 3 games I would keep from my collection today anyways. It might change tomorrow. I mean, that's part of collecting and part of being a gamer is, what's on your list today might not be on your list tomorrow. It just depends on how you feel and what's jiving with you at the moment. Thank you very much, and as always,
stay retro, my friends.
Hello, YouTubers. Today's topic is, if you had to get rid of every game out of your collection but 3, what 3 games would those be, and why? So, for me, this was kind of rough because there's a lot of games that I like in my collection. Do I pick games that are easy to get into? Do I pick games that will take me months and months to beat? How do I judge that for myself? And games like Final Fantasy VII, Even Skyrim came to mind when it came to those games, because they last a long time and they're fun games. But I ended up going on the easy to get into, really fun. Replayability is amazing, according to me, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with some of these games that I'm going to show you. But that's the main reason I picked these games, for the replayability, the memories that they have to me, as some of these from when I was a kid and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into those. First one, Super Mario Bros. 3. And I picked this one because it's probably my favorite Super Mario game. I can play this game over and over and over again. There's so many ways to play through. You can play just straight through it, destroy all levels. You can go through in 10 minutes and beat the game, with all the whistles and stuff like that. But this is a game I find myself playing a lot. I still love to play this to this day. So Mario 3 is in. Next, Super Castlevania 4. And I know you guys have seen me talk about this before. My favorite Castlevania game, one of my all-time favorite games, period. I couldn't imagine not having this game with me at all times. So this has to go, simply because the music, the playability, the control of the character, one of the best character controls I've ever played with. So, Super Castlevania 4. And last but not least, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX Edition. Just because you have the extra dungeon, the color was added, the photo quest was added. This is one of my favorite Zelda games. This game is fantastic. When I got it for the Game Boy, original Game Boy, I didn't set that Game Boy down until I beat the game. This game is amazing. So yeah, I can't see myself not having this game in my life all the time. So those are my 3 games that I picked. It was a rough one. There was many more that I would still like to have, but it's only 3. So these are the 3 games I picked. What are your 3 games?